Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze is sponsored by Cole Obarts Entertainment, providing amusement, celebration, and distraction since 2013. To find out more, visit us on the web at www.coleobartsent.com.
I wanna visit all the places nobody goes. I wanna teach all the things that nobody knows. I wanna grow wings, leave the coop, learn to fly. Bungee jump from the tallest building in Dubai. I wanna fly around town in my UFO. I wanna eat real food, not the GMOs. I wanna make moves, call the shots like the boss. I wanna love like I never lost.
Welcome back to Desertwood Days, and I am your host, Kathy Blaze. Today we have a fabulous guest for you. Let's welcome author CiCi Berardi. Hello there.
Hi, Kathy. I've been waiting to meet you.
Oh my
for
goodness.
So long.
Thank you. Aren't you gorgeous today?
Thank you. So are you?
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Thank
the drive
you.
from Prescott was pretty smooth this morning.
Oh, well, thank you for joining us here on our 4th of July weekend episode, and you look fabulous.
Thank you. I just wanted to wear red because I'm just celebrating big.
Yay! And thank you for driving all the way up from Prescott.
Yes, Prescott, Arizona.
Awesome.
I actually have an electric motorbike business there where I rent bikes by the hour.
Wonderful.
So it's been busy up there.
Okay, well, we'll get into that, but I want to talk about First, I want to get to know a little bit about Miss CiCi, okay? Because I want our author to feel, our audience to feel like they know who you are also.
No problem.
So, where are you originally from, CiCi?
I'm from Philadelphia, PA.
Okay.
And I was a hairdresser in Philadelphia, PA, and I transformed to Arizona to actually be a restaurant manager.
Okay.
So that was a big switch from Philadelphia, big city life, to where there really 30 years ago it wasn't much here in Scottsdale. So it was like from the city to this old cowboy town.
So what brought you to Arizona?
Well, I've been in Philadelphia for so long, and I decided that I was going to get on a plane for the first time. And my first trip was to Arizona.
Okay.
And I got here and fell in love, and I just went back home and packed my clothes, and I was here.
I always like to know what brings people to Arizona. I'm a native, so it's always interesting for me to find out why people choose Arizona to come in.
It's the sun. It's like the sun wakes you up. It's bright, you know, when it's supposed to be. It's like 6 o'clock. I'm a 6 o'clock person.
And getting away from that snow.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, God. Well, I have more snow in Prescott.
Yes, that's right. So you weren't getting away from the snow.
Well, it was getting, I guess I just, as they say, I don't like singing the blues. I like singing country. So it's the same with living.
I like that. So, CiCi, you're an author.
Yeah.
You brought a couple of your books with you.
Okay, I wanted to start with this one because the author that I wrote the new book with, From Underdog to Top Dog, we started in this book called Shattering Barriers.
Okay, Amazing Women's Journal to Personal Empowerment. Love it.
It was a great friend of ours that passed. She actually got about 27 women that was shattering their barriers in this book, and we all got to tell our stories, and that's how I met Kimberly.
Okay.
And because both of our stories is in this book.
Okay. Yes, Kimber was one of our guests a couple of weeks ago.
Oh.
Yeah, she's an awesome lady.
Yes.
So, Shattering Barriers, I love that.
Yes, it's all about just overcoming most of our fears and, you know, things that we may feel growing up that we bring into adulthood.
Right.
So we have to.
Are you able to share a little bit of your story in there? I want them to go buy the book, so don't give too much, but if you're able to share a little bit.
Well, this isn't, I don't think this book is on sale anymore, but this is my story in this book that in Shattering Barriers is called There's No Excuse. And it was just talking about how I come from 5th grade education. When I came here, I was just a hairdresser. Like I said, I started doing hair very, very young. So
and you know, and I'm going to correct you there because I don't like that word this. I'm just, because you know what? being a hairdresser takes a lot of skill.
Yes, it does. And hours.
And knowledge on what to do with different textures of hair and how to take care of hair. And it's not just about you guys are bonding with your clients.
Yes.
That's where a lot of clients go, and they're able to release.
And
you're able to empower these women as a hairdresser.
Yes.
So you're not just a hairstylist. So.
Well, I had so many sessions where people didn't want to leave my shop because I was the only young girl that had a salon in Philadelphia. And we just kind of made it out of our clubhouse, like barbershop, you know.
Right.
So it was nice. So when the lady read my story about me coming from, I didn't have any degrees and everyone in the book had the degrees, I became kind of the popular one where there's no excuse, where you can kind of do whatever you want.
Right.
No one can stop you but you. So.
Right.
And the new book that I really, I'm actually marketing now, that I had the book signing for in Philadelphia, is called Unmasking Darkness.
Okay.
And it's to identify and get rid of harmful behavior. I didn't want to put bad, because all of us have bad behaviors.
Right.
It's just harmful. Things that hurt other people, things that we know about, mental health, guilt, and just different things out every day, toxicity, and families and relationships, how we're living. So I just wanted, I've been through an experience, and I didn't want to join in the sad group. So I wanted to help people. I wanted to write something.
Right, I like that, and I love the cover of that. But you know what? Unmasking the Darkness. Where did you get that title from? I love that title.
Well, I got it because, like I say, I was going through things, and it was guilt that I had in me about, little things that just eat you up. Like, I didn't go to the hospital to see my mother as often as my sister. That guilt, it kind of stayed in me for a while. And I'm saying little
things. And you know what?
things.
And sometimes we skip over that. Sometimes that seed is being planted in us. Well, you didn't go see mama enough.
Oh God.
Okay, and that seed is being planted, and then you take that seed, and you grow it, you water it, and you take care of it, and then it grows into this big old thing about how you're feeling about yourself. That I didn't go see my mother enough in the hospital.
Yes, and it was a lot of different things, like just being in relationships, even in family relationships, where it was just toxic.
Right.
And I just started writing during my little depression at the time. And I said, instead of me being down, I just want to lift people up.
Right.
I want this book to touch people. I want them to learn something. Even if one person, even if this generation doesn't make anything of it, the next generation will. So it's just all about helping people and, giving them a way out of whatever they're hiding. This is what unmasking it.
Right.
Take it out, Sometimes you have to walk around with no makeup. Even that, it's like you have to look at you.
Right. What is one of your favorite chapters or pieces in this book?
About the fear, about how we actually feel about, fear. And it's like, what is fear? And how does fear operate? Things like that. These are my favorite ones. And signs of fear, identifying fear. And it's like all the reasons why. So this is my favorite one. And also I have one where the white lie and the black lie. What is the difference?
Right.
There is no difference. If you tell a lie, you tell a lie. So it's like there's no white lie and black lie.
Well, again, back to those are seeds that were planted in us.
Yes. And we have to unplant them.
Right.
We have to identify them first.
Pluck them weeds out. Yes. Is what we have to do.
And I've been working on myself as I'm writing, and it's been very great healing for me.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So you're the sole author of this book here?
Yes. And the one that we went new release bestseller, it was with Kimberly.
Oh, okay.
And we've been writing this book for so long.
Oh, okay.
And I finally looked at her and said, what are we going to do with all this work here we put in? And it's been 12
That's a
years.
new one, right?
Yes.
What's the name of it?
It's called From Underdog to Top Dog.
Wow.
Recognizing your irresistible power.
And what does that mean to you?
Well, my powers is like kind of what I've been talking about, like recognizing who I am. As you say, I'm not just a hairdresser.
Right.
And I wasn't just a hairdresser, so recognizing who we are as a person and getting over like fear of running into other top dogs, and like we even have a chapter in about the, what is it, it's the top mean dog. It's like you run into all kinds of people when you're underdog, and I've always felt like I was underdog since I was 12.
Really?
Yes, because I was always, not because I felt down, it was because I wanted to help everyone else get to where they wanted to be. So,
and you know what? I like the terms that you use: underdog, top dog.
Yes.
I mean, explain, what do you mean by under? You know, because everyone uses these buzzwords now. Everyone uses these buzzwords, and I want you to explain those too. You know, we hear those types of terms thrown around a lot. Okay, and a lot of times it's people using those, describing things that they're promoting, their books and empowerment workshops, but I'm not always sure that everyone understands what those meanings are.
Well, an underdog to me is someone that's kind of always taking the back seat but don't have to take the back seat. You know, that's kind of like lifting the person up that's ready. Like, okay, I went to a pageant in 2012 and I actually won the pageantry award.
Okay.
Because I decided I was part of the pageant, but I end up helping people that was in need of, you know, women that was actually ready to be a queen. And it was my first experience. And that's why I call myself an underdog, because I don't mind, you know, being under if it's going to help people.
Okay.
And for the top dog, I don't know how other people feel. Everyone thinks because you have money or you have this financial, but that's not true. Being a top dog is really just knowing yourself and, you know, sharing and just really normal.
Right.
Like work, relationships, anything. Anyone can be a top dog.
Right.
You know?
See, I like that, because it's when you said being an underdog, it didn't mean that you're beneath anyone.
No.
It means that you're to me, I'm looking at it as you're big enough to still help other people to get to where they need to be.
It's just the way how I felt, because a lot of times, like with this book that Kimber and I was in, we came up with the underdog because we felt like the other girls were being promoted before us.
Oh, okay.
And that everyone was lashing out, but we stood back, even though we could have been out there fighting with the girls too to get the first, you know, the first interview. But we were like, okay, we're going to let them go first. That's why we call ourselves an underdog. Nothing really, you know,
right. Nothing negative about
nothing
it.
Negative, nothing.
Right.
Nothing connected to, you know, anything.
Right.
It was just that we find ourselves being that way.
Oh.
And you know, Kimber, she's not an underdog.
No, she's not. Not at all.
Right.
You also, I want to step back a little bit into when you were speaking about fear.
Yes.
Okay, because we hear a lot about fear also. I mean,
yes.
I have this fear to be in front of a camera. I have this fear that the next part of my life is going to be a certain way. I mean, we hear a lot about fear. Can you tell me a little bit about fear?
Well, a lot of my fear was...
Or maybe just read a piece out of your book.
Yes, sir. If you guys don't mind me wearing my glasses.
Look, we all need some readers every once in a while.
Well, I do need my readers here. This is when I turned 58 years old. So it's like being a fear of being alone. That's most of everyone, you know, fear of being alone. Oh, I don't want to be alone. So the truth is what we all experience, loneliness, is a universe truth, and we will begin making choices based on our loneliness. Our fear of being alone can really start to interfere with our lives. You know, referring to the developing ties with those who we share, you know, our ideas and probably, you know, not very kind to us. And it's like, do you ever feel over dependent, you know, on other people? So that's a lot of fear that people, you know, they have to actually depend upon someone, you know, not to be fearful.
Right.
It's like,
that is true.
Yes.
That is
it's like
true.
I have girlfriends, they're very fearful about certain things, but they have to call and get okays from me so many times, and it's so simple, you know, and I don't understand.
Or like you said, I like that sometimes we get ourselves into relationships because of fear.
Yes.
Yeah, that is very true.
Even after my divorce, after 16 years, I was so afraid to be alone because I didn't know what else to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I got into kind of a strange situation where it was a bunch of fear there,
fear of not wanting to be alone.
Being alone,
right.
And people take advantage of that too if you show that a lot. So,
and you know what? Speaking of fear and being in the entertainment industry, a lot of times that fear pops in when it's time, say, to go and audition, or it's fear to taking work classes or workshops with a new coach or something. Fear is always there going, hey, Kathy, or hey there, CiCi, how are you? Fear is always there in some way.
Well, I remember coming here, and like I said, I wanted to start back going to school. And I remember going to Paradise Valley. They had a literacy program there. And I remember being fearful when I first walked in. And I remember hooking in school like a child. Because I didn't want people to know I was a grown woman, being in school and not knowing what they know. So that's fear too.
Right. Well, I know you brought some media today to share with us in regards to your book signing. So
in Philadelphia.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see that, okay?
Yes, Philadelphia was really great.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That was your book sign. Looked like a fashion show. That was CiCi's fashion show.
Well, my girlfriend, she was there. She's been my friend since we were 11 years old, and she's like, do something. Show yourself. Come on. We're at the end of the show. So we end up making all these little videos and going to the casino.
Okay.
But Philadelphia was so amazing. I mean, this book signing, I didn't expect the walk-ins.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even expect the area. It was a very artsy area where, people going on downtown, having fun.
Wonderful. So, CiCi, you're an author, but you also have some businesses up in Prescott also. Tell us a little bit about what is the one with is it scooters?
Yes, the electric motorbikes.
Okay.
Rental.
Okay.
And I rent those by the hour in the square area. And that's 24 hours a day if they need it, because they have lights and everything like that. And I usually have a scooter club for Saturday. Us girls get together, we ride through town. We have a little brunch on the patio.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, we have movie night, whatever we feel like doing. We take a vote. Well, do we want to watch a movie, or do we want to, just ride the bikes or just hang out?
Okay.
And most of the time we network.
Wonderful. So you're really taking advantage of all the beauty of Prescott and all the things you can do up there. And you also have another business up there.
A muffin truck. It's a food trailer.
Okay.
And I sell stuffed muffins.
Okay. Yummy.
And it's breakfast muffins, like sometimes cornbread with fish, or like a biscuit with all kinds of breakfast meat and eggs inside of it.
Goodness.
So
that sounds good and fattening.
Oh God, it's
good and feeling.
So you just eat it, like you eat one a day.
Right.
That's what I do. Then I don't really have to see the weight. But it's fun. Just I used to have a website company, and I was in the house all the time. So I just wanted to have something where I can work outside.
Some outside activities.
Yes.
So you have your books, you have the scooter company, and you have your pastries.
Yes.
So, this makes for great groups to bring in women up or men. We're not going to leave the men out up to Prescott to have different types of events.
Yeah.
And you also rent out your area for certain individuals.
It's on Pier Space. It's on Pier Space. You can go there and look for Prescott, and you can rent out my patio.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Are there any upcoming events of CiCi?
Right now, I'm just I'm planning on a book signing at Chad He's a guy running for councilman in Arizona, so I'm connecting with him where I can have my book signing. So it's just nice connecting with the Prescott real working people.
Wonderful.
Because I used to go up there and just, do the big brother, big sister, because I've been there for, 16 years.
Right.
So now I get to go up and meet the people these days.
Great.
And connect with the business world.
So where can our audience find you?
Oh, you can find me at CiCiBerardi.com.
Easy, CiCiBerardi.com.
Yes, well, CiCiBerardi.com.
Thank you for joining us today. It was such a pleasure.
It was just such a pleasure to finally meet you. You and your beautiful pictures.
Oh, thank you. And thank you for joining us here today on Desertwood Days, and we'll catch you next time.
Episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze was sponsored today by Colobarts Entertainment. Visit them at colobarts.en.